Today I'm going to record because I think it's fun. Maybe we'll get another couple of folks to join. I'm going to mute all of you. Goink. Great. So our solstice theme class, which I've actually been doing since Friday or Saturday. We're gonna do Sun Solstice in a couple of different ways that I've been really enjoying, and seemed really successful for everyone because we start on our backs and then we do one on our knees and then we'll do one standing and then we'll go all the way back down. So it's kind of like we're our own little sunrise and sunset. And then the other part of this is we're gonna do a little meditation or a short meditation that's called the Cave of the Heart. And I'm not gonna, this can be like a very, very, very long meditation, but we're gonna do it in just a short little piece of it so that it's more bite-sized, and maybe it's something that will resonate with you, and maybe you want to do it again later or some other time. So it might just be a new kind of meditation for you. So straps, we're not going to use those myofascial balls today. I'm going to try and finish do another training in that so I can offer a different version maybe next week. And yeah, we can meet next week. But we'll do straps. And then if you have an extra blanket, maybe you want to get an extra blanket and pillow and your blocks. So to start, rather than just seated, I'm going to say get really comfortable. So maybe you want to support underneath the knees or something and lie back. If you want to sit, that's fine. But I'm going to do a back lifted and then rolled up blanket underneath my knees. And my strap is close. We want to stay on where we are for the second part. We'll just get comfortable and kind of flop a little bit. And feel free to look back and forth. So that we can begin to take those long inhales and long exhales. We'll take 5 or 6 more, just nice deep breaths. And I was using the image of like a wave, creating a wave that sort of rises and crests and then crashes. So that on these exhales, you can give yourself some more space. Let the body take up much more room, maybe even soften some more. And on the inhales, really try and stretch the depth of your breath. One more bigger inhale and exhale. And then we'll quickly, or at least with efficiency. Start to allow the physical body to stay pretty still. If you need to wiggle, that's fine. And start to move through the layers of the body from the physical. So notice your dichotomies of warmth and coolness, heavy, light, clothing touching the skin, exposed skin. Maybe anywhere where there's some tension, maybe anywhere that already feels pretty soft. And then start to work your way through the muscles and the bones. Pause for a moment and see if you can tap into the nervous system. So anywhere where you might feel a little tingling. Acknowledging sounds and sight. And then see if you can move to the heartbeat. Taking a moment to just search around, and maybe you can just imagine if you're not feeling the heartbeat anywhere. But sometimes a place you can feel it is in the hands, or the throat, stomach. So spend a moment working from the toes to the head or the head to the toes. Trying to identify where you can feel your heart pulsing. And then go back to the inhale and exhale. And we're going to create a warm sensation right in the middle of your heart space. So that could be somewhere different for all of us. So that you can start to see, imagine, sense a warm little flickering of light in the middle of your heart space. And we're going to pair this warm flickering of light with your breath. By feeling as you inhale, that warm flickering of light start to glow and grow from the middle of the chest out. And as you exhale, it sort of snuggles and softens back in. And as you pair this breath, inhale, exhale at your own pace, and see warm, flickering light. You can create the opportunity to start to release your sense of the physical body. And maybe even imagine, sense, feel a little miniature version of yourself sitting right next to that warm, flickering light. And we'll just spend a couple of breaths hanging out here and playing with this breath and light and warmth. That little miniature version of yourself sitting right next to that warm glow. Let's take another 4 breaths. And now we're going to continue to use the breath in this idea of the internal light, but we're going to grow that light so that it starts to move outside of the body. Each inhale, you can imagine that that light is starting to grow and seep out through the toes and the fingers and the head and the face and the back of the body, so that you have this nice little cocoon of light that you're sort of hovering in. And we're going to keep it there as we move into our movement practice. And we'll start our first sun salutation right here on our backs. With the prop is fine. We'll do a round with the prop and then a chance to move the props out of the way. Just make sure that you've got space to your left and right. And then the first thing we're going to do is just take a morning stretch. Reach the arms above the head. Maybe a yawn as you stretch and start to wake up and wiggle through the fingers and the toes and look left and right. And then from there, you don't even have to lift the leg up. We're going to slide the right heel in. If you want to hold on to the knee, that's fine. We'll have lots of opportunity to do that. Or just slide the right knee in and maybe reach for the knee, or you can keep the arms above the head. We're going to have this be nice and slow and kind of lazy. And then we'll slide that right foot out, still stretching, and then slide the left foot in, maybe reach for the knee, and still wiggle around. And then we'll take a full body stretch. And this time we're going to slide both heels in and roll off to one side and start to move your props out of the way. You could take your blocks to the left and right, kind of close to the knees, and your strap close. And then again, roll onto your back. I'm going to move all this so I don't burn my house down, my heating unit there. And then all the way back onto your back so that you're flat on your back, and you can move that other blanket off to the side. And here we're going to create a neutral body. Starting to feel the body touch the floor. Remember that light as you inhale and exhale. And once you're flat on your back and you've gotten settled there, begin to flex the feet and engage in the thighs so it feels like you're standing on the wall in front of you. Palms face up, and then fingertips reach towards the toes. We're going to push into the back of the head to slide the shoulder blades underneath the back, and then lift the navel slightly so it feels like you're breathing more into the upper portion of the chest. Now, once we're here in our supine Samastitihi, ready to go pose, standing at attention, equanimity, we'll take our next inhale and brush the fingertips along the floor as you reach the arms above the head. Full body extension, and now slide the right knee in and either use your strap behind the thigh or over the knee as you hug the knee into the chest. This first round will go nice and slowly. Just roll through the ankle as you hug the right knee in. Roll one way and then the other. And then we'll take the hand to the knee and draw big circles. And then go the other way. And then go ahead and slide that right leg out. As you slide the right leg out, take a full body stretch again. And then same thing, second side, left knee hugs in. Maybe use the strap. We'll roll through the ankle. Switch directions. Switch to rolling through the hip. Switch directions. And then slide the left leg out, reach the arms above the head, full body stretch. And now we're going to slide both heels in, hug both knees in, and just roll around on the back for a moment. Give the low back a little massage. Go the other way. And then we'll plant the feet. Repeat that full body extension as we breathe in. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down and just let the body totally flop and relax. So we'll do this floppy, relaxy thing between each version. This time we're going to firm the legs, reach the fingertips towards the toes, slide the shoulder blades under the back, ready to go pose. On your next inhale, sweep the arms above the head, full body reach. As you exhale, hug the right knee in. We're going to take an inhale, full body reach. And as you exhale, hug the left knee in. Inhale, full body reach. Same pattern, exhale, hug both knees in. Inhale, full body reach. And exhale, arms come down, flop. Okay, we're going to add in. Firm the legs, firm the body, Samastitihi, ready to go. Inhale, sweep the arms above the head. Exhale, right knee into the chest. This time, we're going to take a light twist. You have blocks hopefully close to you on the left side if you want them. As you bring the right knee across the body and take a comfortable twist. So the knees can bend, whatever feels good for you to twist here. Maybe tuck the tailbone, look back and forth. If you want to reach the right arm away from you, go right ahead. We'll take another breath in our twist. And then unwind. And as you're unwinding, create that full body stretch again. So that as you exhale, you can hug the left knee in and do the same thing. Roll off to the right. Maybe use a block. Peel the chest open so we can spin about 5 breaths in a twist. And it doesn't have to be static. You can move around a little bit. Breathing in, full body extension. Same pattern, breathing out, hug the knees in. This time, as you hug the knees in, you can either hold on to the backs of the thighs and just reach the feet up towards the ceiling as we do a little walk on the ceiling. If you like using the strap, then take the strap over either the heels or the backs of the legs. And we're just going to spend some time playing with walking on the ceiling. Really push through the heels wherever you are. So you can feel the stretch all along the back side of the leg. And see if you can keep engagement in the toes as well, so that you're not just flopping in the toes. And let's take a couple more petals. Then gently, softly, feel free to bend the knees as you plant the feet. We'll repeat full body extension. And then exhale, arms down like the legs flop. So that'll be our next pattern. Samastitihi, firm body, ready to go. Inhale, sweep the arms above the head. And exhale, right knee into the chest. We're going to breathe in and roll to the side for a twist. And just spend one inhale and exhale in your twist here. As you breathe in again, full body extension. And as you breathe out, left knee in. We'll roll to the right. Take an inhale and exhale. So that as you inhale, you could roll back to center, full body stretch. Exhale, hug both knees in. Hold on to the backs of the thighs, or if you like using the strap and you've got it, go right ahead. We're going to inhale, kick both heels up towards the ceiling. We'll spend an extra breath here. So if you need to bend the knees and pedal, that's fine. And then either both legs at the same time or bend the knees so that on our exhale, you can plant the feet, slide the legs out, big breath in, and exhale, totally flop. We're going to do that one more time. Full body engagement, samastitihi, ready to go pose. Breathing in, sweep the arms above the head. Breathing out, right knee into the chest. Breathing in, roll to the right, or excuse me, the left. Breathing out, soften into your twist. We're going to inhale, roll back to center, full body extension. We're going to exhale, left knee in. We're going to inhale, roll to the right. Exhale, relax in your twist. Inhale, full body extension. Exhale, hug both knees in. Inhale, press the legs up towards the ceiling. And exhale, legs come down and totally relax. We'll take a breath here. Go back to that sense of light coming in and out. I'll slide the heels in, roll off to one side, and press ourselves up to a seat for our second version of Sun Salutation. If you want to sit up on something, that's fine. So once we're up, it might feel nice to roll through the neck and the shoulders since we were on our backs for so long. And this version, we're going to be bringing the legs to the left and the right and out in front. So if you want any support, I'm going to use my dog's blanket that I'm really in love with. It's shaped like a leaf. I think it's funny. And let the arms drop down. So we're going to inhale and sweep the arms above the head. Just for a moment, interlace the fingers and press the ceiling away. And we'll cat-cow here. You can curl and press forward. And then inhale and lift up, curl, and lift. One more of these curls and lifts. And then we're going to drop the right hand down, and I'm not going to mirror you, so just drop the right hand down and reach off to the right side. Feel free to look down and up, roll through the neck, pressing the ground away with that right hand to kind of lift more through the sideways. The thing about sun salutations is that most of them are really linear, so you don't get into the sideways that often. And spend your time here. And then we'll press up and off to the other side. Inhale up, and then extend the legs. So you could bring the arms down actually, and then extend the legs out in front. We're gonna bring the right leg out to the side and bring the left leg out to the side, bring the right knee in. So we're in this sort of Janu Shirshasana thing. But instead of turning to the side, we're gonna pour forward. And you're welcome to walk the hands around. You're welcome to bring the block if you want more support. And then the elbows and rest the head. But hopefully feeling a bit of a stretch on the inner thigh and then maybe even the low back a little bit. We'll just take one more breath on this side. We'll have an opportunity to do this again. Walk the hands up and now switch sides. So it's the right leg out, left knee in. As far as you want off to the side. And forward fold. About 5 breaths. And let the head drop down, maybe motion through the neck. One more inhale, exhale. And this time we're gonna lift the chest. We're gonna bring both legs out in front and then slide the feet in so the feet are planted. And our first back bend, take the hands behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Continue to press evenly into the feet as you lift up, opening across the collarbones. We're going to go the other way, tuck the chin, slide the legs out. They don't have to touch. Again, you can bring a block with you as we have legs forward, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. If your feet and hands don't touch, that's not important. Holding on to the backs of the legs, bending the elbows so the elbows rest on the thighs is a nice option too. And then we'll curl back up. Maybe cross the legs. You can keep the legs extended if you prefer. And if you remember which cross of the legs you had, try and switch it. And we'll do it again. Arms down to either side of the side waist. Inhale, sweep up. Interlace the fingers, press away. Exhale, curl. Or seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift. One more round like that. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Pour off to the right. 2 breaths. Inhale and then another inhale, exhale. Breathe center. Pour yourself to the left. Inhale, center. Extend the right leg. Lift up and pour forward. And take your time to get there. Walk the hands up. We'll switch sides. Come forward. Walk the hands up. This time, extend both legs and then assist the feet back. We'll plant the hands behind us, back bend, 2 breaths. As you lift the chin and tuck the chin, begin to slide the legs out in front. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, forward. 2 breaths. Start to come up with a flat back or curl yourselves up. On repeat, cross the legs. This time we're going to inhale, sweep up. Interlace the fingers, press away, curl, lift, go right off to the right. They're going a little bit more quickly. Center to the left. Center. You can bring the arms down as you extend the right leg and forward fold. Walk the hands up. Switch. Fold. Walk the hands up. Maybe assist the feet. So you plant the feet, create your back bend. So we'll just take a nice big breath here. And then exhaling, slide the legs out. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, pour forward. Start to walk the hands back. Slide the feet in. We're going to do one last round. So it's 4. We'll breathe in, interlace the fingers, press up, curl. This time we'll lift, pour off to the right, center, over to the left, center, extend the right leg, and pour forward. Walk or curl yourselves up, switch, and pour forward. Walk yourselves up, assist to our wide leg, creating your back bend. Just have nice squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift, and then slide the legs out or walk them out. Reach up, forward fold, and walk the hands back up. Cool. So a seated version of Sun Salutation, and maybe you want to windshield wiper the legs back and forth for a moment just to release the low back. We'll do our knee down version, probably just left and right. I would recommend, we're going to go into child's pose, sorry. I would recommend having that support for the knees and then also your blocks towards the front of your space so that you can use them for the knee down version and for when we do our standing. And then we'll go all the way back down to the floor. So just find a child's pose that works for you. If you want to support the chest or head with blocks, that might feel good. And feel free to wiggle, maybe walk the hands to the left or right if you like that. Take at least one more deep breath, so 5-ish breaths in your child's pose. And then, like I said, please feel free to use blocks. We're going to begin to snuggle the legs together and kind of bow forward so that you're pushing into the tops of the shins. And mindful of the knees. If it's too much, then skip this. I mean, you could stay there or just move from into all fours and come back. Or, so that's one option. So a variation could be to come forward and then reach the hips back. Or we're going to press into the tops of the feet and move to standing on the knees. Whoops, there I go. and then reach the hips back again. So you press up, so standing on the knees, and then reach the hips back. 3, 4, and this time we're going to come to standing on the knees and then either take the hands to the waist or behind the head or cactus so that we create a small back bend. We'll just stay here for a breath. And then now we're going to come forward, and as you're coming forward, start to walk yourself out to all fours. Bringing the knees as wide as you'd like. You have the blocks there. And once you're settled in your all fours, you'll step the right foot back and shift the weight back and forth. So this will be a pretty familiar looking knee down sun salutation. I'm just going to move my probably see more of me. Okay, you step back. And now we're going to step that right foot forward. Feel free to take the hands to the blocks as you lift the right leg and step forward into a low lunge. Feel free to continue to use the blocks to either place the hands up or slide and interlace the fingers on top of the thigh for low lunge. Maybe bring the arms up. Still losing you. And we'll take another breath here in our low lunge. We're going to fold back forward, either hands to the floor of the blocks as you bring the right knee underneath the right hip. Here we'll do a couple versions of cat-cow. Just allow the spine to wave. One or two more. So about 5. And then shift the hips back. We're going to bow back. Five breaths in our child's pose. Like I said, you can skip this if you want to, or reaching the hips back, we're going to press into the tops of the feet. Move to standing on the knees. Inhale, exhale, reach the hips back. Inhale, hinging at the waist. Pushing into the shins. This time, press to standing on the knees, take a little back bend, keep squeezing the inner thighs together and pushing into the tops of the feet. And then we'll exhale, hinge forward. As you're coming forward and exhaling, take the knees as wide as you'd like and the hands wide so you can step the left foot back and shift your weight. Push into the top of the right foot to lift the left leg up. We'll squeeze the heel to the hip. Use your blocks or move out of the way as you step the left foot forward. Come up to standing, lunging, and you can kind of wiggle around here if you want to move the hips around or the shoulders. Just feeling steady. We'll take one more breath. And then repeat, fold forward, plant the hands to floor block, take the left knee underneath the left hip, and repeat another 5 cat-cows. Last one, and then resettle the hips into your child's pose. We're going to do it again with not as many repetitions. We're just going to go left and right. So take a moment here to relax. Take a moment to wiggle around if you want to wiggle, or soften if you want to soften. And this time, we'll start to move the inner thighs towards one another. And use the blocks if you want to. We're going to take an inhale, standing on the knees. As you exhale, back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come forward. Start to walk out to your all fours. Next breath in, extend the right leg so that you can breathe out. Send the right foot forward. Push the ground away. Big inhale, come up. We're going to add in a little back bend as you exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades together again. Lift the chest. Inhale, lift to standing. Exhale, fold. Knee underneath the hip. A cat and a cow. And then hips to heels again. Second side. Start to hug those inner thighs together. Last time on the knees. Inhale to stand on the knees. And as you exhale for that solar plexus, that inner sun comes shining up. Inhale, lift. Folding onto all fours. Left foot breathing in, kicks back. Left foot breathing out, steps forward, low lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, little back bend, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold as you come forward. Begin to move the left knee underneath the left hip. Take a round of cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. And then hips to heels again. Child's pose. Totally up to you if you want to move into a downward facing dog right now, or however you would like to get to standing. So you could play with your downward facing dog. We are going to use it in the next version. So if you just want to test it out, play around. Remember, you can always skip it. I'm going to try and adjust my camera here so that you can see more of me. That should work. Hopefully that works. We'll come to standing. I'm going to stand at the top of your space. I'm going to face you for the first part. You can roll through the neck and shoulders and shake out again. And we're just going to do left and right, and then we'll be on our backs. So start at the top of your space. Remember, you've got all of these tools to use. You can always come to the knees and skip something. Use your blocks if you want. See if you can create that Samasthiti that we had on our backs, where it feels like you're pushing the ground away with your feet. Fingertips are reaching towards the toes, and the shoulder blades kind of slide and glide down the back. Ready to go. So that you can inhale and sweep the arms above the head. And then exhale, a little back bend. So don't worry about the hips coming forward, just squeeze the shoulder blades together. You really want the internal sunlight to shine forward and up. And now as you exhale, you're in a forward fold. Feel free to use your blocks. Maybe wiggle the hips for a moment. Perhaps you want to heel to the feet wide. We're going to step the right foot back into a low lunge. You can tap the knee to the ground. If you've had enough of tapping the knee and you'd prefer to have a high lunge, that's totally fine. But we'll create a lunge, the right foot forward, flip back, and the left foot forward. So you can breathe in and then exhale again, squeeze the shoulder blades together. We're going to inhale, lift up, and here fold. This looks very similar to what we just did. Send the left knee underneath the left hip. Reach the hips so that we're kind of tapping the heels to the hips to the heels. Come forward again. create a cat and a cow. We're going to reach the hips back to the heels again. And then from there, come to downward facing dog. And if you don't like it, if it's too much for the hands or the shoulders, then skip it and you can stay on the knees. That's totally fine. Take another breath. And then we're going to send the right foot forward. Tap the left knee down. Breathing in, come up to your low lunge. And here as you breathe out, fold forward. This is a great time to use your blocks. We're going to press the ground away and step the left foot to meet the right so you create a forward fold at the top of your mat. Either come up with a flat back or curl your way up to stand. All right, that was side one. We're going to do side two. Firm the body, Samasthiti. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward. This time the left foot steps back to our lunge. And we'll breathe in. Lift the chest, breathe out. Small back bend. Breathe in. So you can lift and hinge and send the right knee underneath the right hip. Just for a moment, tap the bottom towards the heels, bowing forward. Shift forward, a cat and a cow. Repeat, tap the hips to the heels, and then downward facing dog. Just another breath. This time the left foot steps forward. Like I said, if you prefer to stay in the high lunge, if it's too much, that's fine. Or you can tap the knee down. We'll find a lunge as you breathe in, and then as you exhale, come forward, pushing into that front foot, as many little hitch kicks as it takes to get to your forward fold, top of your space. And we'll end with a nice big inhale. Reach the arms up and exhale. The arms come down. And maybe notice that you've got a little tingling, or your heart rate is racing or beating a little bit more quickly. Maybe the breath feels a little labored or long. And we will slowly make our way onto our back. So you can maybe bend the knees however you would like to get down. Having all of your comfortable stuff close, but first, we're gonna move on to our backs. Maybe wiggle around, and then just a simple figure four. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. If it feels good to hug that leg arrangement in, do that. And roll around on the low back. And you can switch sides. Roll on the back. Excuse me, if you need some more wiggling around time, then wiggle around. Or start to find your setup for a couple of minutes to relax. A couple of minutes to let the body soften and focus on your breath. If you liked lifting the chest, do that. Maybe even lift the chest and knees again. And when you've decided that you're down, just like we did when we began, try and peel back those different layers from the skin till you can just let the body do whatever Tyke's doing, totally soften, and begin to refocus on your inhales and exhales and that warm light in the middle of the chest. As many deep breaths as you'd like. Don't have to necessarily pay attention to the rhythm of the breath. Whether it's short or long, just let it have a natural cadence. Spend some time drawing your awareness and focus to a little flickering warm light in the middle of the chest. Enjoying another 3 to 5 breaths there. And if you want to stay where you are, that's great. And if you want to come up, that's great. If you're coming up, roll and wiggle and stretch, maybe a twist. Oh, bring the hands together. Then you get hot little hands. And press the heel of the hands over the eyes and gesture of gratitude for yourself for coming to your practice. And fold the palms together and drop them over lips. Gesture of gratitude for each other. You get to share this time in this practice together. And then over the heart in a way that feels good as you press and snuggle that warm light, and a gesture of gratitude for all these very cool tools, techniques that we have the opportunity to use. And maybe thinking of a way to give back, whether locally or somewhere else, in honor of these different traditions. Thanks. Have a great solstice, a great Christmas, and maybe I'll see you next week. Yeah.
Thanks, Kate. I'll see you next week.
Oh, great. Good.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.